Yo, what's going on, everybody? You are watching the Jets Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we got some bad injury news on the New York Jets front heading into this Week 8 matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. And speaking about that matchup, even though the Jets are 0-7, there are a couple of players and a couple of storylines that I am watching out for in this game. So let's talk about that on the second half of today's show. But speaking about the Jets taking on the Bengals, if you want them to get their first win of the season, move to 1-7, and just kind of ease the ship a little bit and get some positive vibes heading into this organization. Make sure you guys go down there, hit that thumbs up icon. We put today's goal as 200 likes. If you guys want to help me out, make me look good for my bosses, go down there, hit that thumbs up icon. All right, so the two key guys that were ruled out, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson. Now, obviously, we already knew Garrett Wilson was most likely going to miss this game, but a bit of a shocker that Sauce Gardner won't be out there. And this is a massive loss for the New York Jets. One, because their cornerback room behind Sauce Gardner, not the best. Obviously, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. has been a pleasant surprise over the last couple of weeks. But besides that, there's not a lot to write home about in that cornerback room, especially this week going against the Cincinnati Bengals. This may get ugly on Sunday. I mean, you are going against a top 3 wide receiver duo in the NFL, if not the top wide receiver duo in the NFL. Ja'Marr Chase, top 2, undisputed wide receiver in the league. Tee Higgins, probably a top 20 wide receiver. And these two are absolutely fantastic. They're great route runners. They're great 50-50 ball guys. They are damn near perfect receivers, especially the combination of them, like Tee Higgins being that big body guy and then Ja'Marr Chase just doing that, or being the do-it-all guy. Like, these two are a perfect combination, and they're also coming off, the best performance of the year. Ja'Marr Chase and Tee Higgins last Thursday night completely shredded the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And Joe Flacco, he put up 33 targets to these two guys alone, which is smart by Flacco. He understands these two are two of the best players out there on the football field every single week, and he was force-feeding them the football. But Ja'Marr Chase, 16 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. And then Tee Higgins, 6 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown as well. He was force-feeding these guys the ball. Now, I will say for this week, I could see a lot of quick game going for the Cincinnati Bengals offense, because that's what they're doing last week, especially with Ja'Marr Chase against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were working him out of slot, splitting him out wide, and if he had one-on-one opportunities, they were just running quick game with him, which also allows, the offense to kind of avoid those double teams and those bracket looks on Ja'Marr Chase. So I expect Flacco to kind of do more of the same he was doing against the Steelers, get the ball out quick, get the ball to the playmakers, and then you just let Ja'Marr Chase and Tee Higgins do the rest. But now the question becomes, with the Jets offense without Garrett Wilson, can they do anything? Can they score a touchdown? Like, legitimately, can they do anything offensively? The Jets offense right now is by far the worst in the National Football League. Over the last 2 weeks, it has been embarrassing what they have put on display. You have a total of 20 first downs in the last 2 games. That's about as bad as it gets. These look like first half numbers for most teams in the NFL. Obviously the Broncos game was an absolute disaster, only having 82 yards total, averaging 1.4 yards per play. And the Jets, they haven't scored a touchdown over the last 2 weeks. Now, third down conversion rate was a lot better against the Carolina Panthers, but still just wasn't good enough. You put up 6 points total, averaging 3.7 yards per play. And also, what is so shocking about this is, what the hell happened since week 1? We were talking about this Jets offense. You think about the storylines we had after that first game was oh man, Justin Fields might have a career resurgence. He looked fantastic against the Steelers, who we thought the Steelers heading into the year turned out not to be the case, had one of the better defenses in the league. But the Jets, they moved the ball at will against the Steelers, and now we're talking about them having one of the worst offenses in the league. What the hell happened since week 1? And now they have just trouble scoring touchdowns. So if you guys want the Jets to score a touchdown this week, it'll be the first time in 2 weeks, which is just so sad to say. But if you guys want the Jets to find the end zone this week, type those me's down below. Got to somehow do it, because if you don't score a touchdown, the Bengals, this might be a 30-6 game or whatever it may be. But hey, want the Jets to score a touchdown? Type those me's down below. Now we'll talk about some of the top matchups and top players I'm watching in this game here in a second. But before we do so, got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, that being PrizePicks. Now, you and I make decisions every single day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. If you guys download the PrizePicks app today, plug in promo code CLNS. We'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, PrizePicks has a brand new feature called Stacks, meaning you can pick up to the same player 3 times in the same lineup. If you want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. You guys can also follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app. and copy their lineups in just one click. Whether it's a friend, celebrity, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. So download the PrizePicks app today, plug in that promo code CONS, get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CONS to get the $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But massive shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, so probably the number one thing I'm watching, not only this game, but for the rest of the season, is going to be Armand Membu because, obviously he has looked great so far to start his NFL career. I mean, we even saw week 1 when he blanketed TJ Watt, and he's been, it has been a little bit of an up and down, but consistently he has been very good. Trey Hendrickson, TBD if he's going to play this upcoming weekend, so we will have a good matchup there. But, if the Jets, if you could somehow for sure, like I'm already thinking they do, but for sure have that franchise right tackle, that could be huge in terms of just developing the rosters of trying to reset this whole thing. So Armand Membu, going to keep a keen eye on him this week, but for the rest of the season. And also the other rookies, Arian Smith and Mason Taylor. Obviously, the Jets' quarterback play has been piss poor this entire season, which is a big reason why these guys haven't been getting involved a lot more. But Arian Smith, like even on tape, he's not really showing too much. Mason Taylor, I still got full faith in this guy being a solid tight end in the league, but he just needs the ball more. He should be the number one pass catching option, especially with Garrett Wilson out of the fold. But, maybe with Tyrod Taylor, a good deep ball thrower, getting more of a connection with Arian Smith, maybe we see him have a couple of splash plays this week because we're seeing Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ted Johnson, 7th rounder they took, typical burner guy, very similar to Arian Smith. He has made a lot of plays over the last couple of weeks, so hopefully Arian Smith can do the same, but mainly Mason Taylor. I want to see him really get going. And then also I'm going to be excited to watch this guy. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., in my opinion, one of the more fun cornerbacks to watch in the National Football League because he just plays with such a tenacity. He's stepping up in the run game. He's blowing up blockers. You could tell this guy just has a sense of swagger and a confidence in his own game. And I still can't believe that they got him for a 6th, 7th round swap. Titans fans were in shambles. And now this guy immediately, this weekend he'll be the Jets' best corner, but he's probably the nickel corner of the future for this football team. So I think he is an awesome player, and I'm excited to watch him just continue what he's been doing since he's been traded to the Jets. And then also Jermaine Johnson, because I think as we're kind of starting to shift into the full Aaron Glenn era here, we're going to start determining who are Aaron Glenn's guys. And I think number one, it's Jermaine Johnson, because clearly his name was floated out in a lot of trade rumors recently. He shut those down. The front office shut those down. So clearly he's going to be a building block for this team. So let's take that next step. Let's see if Jermaine Johnson can rip off 7-8 sacks to finish out this season. Because if he does that and you get an Armand Membu, really going, it's okay, you got the defensive tackle in Quinnen. You got the receiver in the corner in Sauce and Garrett. If Jermaine Johnson can really be a blue chip player the rest of the way, you're just looking at this whole roster and it's all right, you got some good players at key positions in terms of building out an NFL roster. So I'm going to keep my eyes out on Jermaine Johnson. But this guy right here, you got to figure out if your offensive coordinator's right. If the season ended today, I think Tanner Engstrad will 100% be fired. But he's got a chance to turn it around because the Jets' offense has been terrible. And I think a lot of that is obviously on the quarterback play. But also a lot of that you can chalk it up to the offensive coordinator. So I think he's on the hot seat right now. But again, he's got a chance to prove himself. He's going to have a veteran quarterback in there like Tyrod Taylor. Now, obviously not having Garrett Wilson will hurt the Jets' offense. But just play calling and play design and just him having a feel for the game, that's something to watch out for. So, hey, even though Jets are 0-7, there's still some things that you could watch out for. Not for short-term results this year, but down the line, trying to find who are your true building pieces and your true Aaron Glenn guys. So we appreciate you. And if you guys made it to the end, just hit me with the Go Jets down below, and we'll get on out of here. As always, Go Jets.